Hi everyone. Well, I thought, seeing as I've finally got this done, don't trip over everything at the same time, but I'm finally moving Oscar over into a bigger enclosure. This is a reptile 1. Yes, I know that dreaded glass enclosure that everybody says is no good for snakes. Well, Lily grew up, I guess, for about the 2.5 years, nearly 3 years in this particular enclosure. She's a jungle carpet, of course. And Jessie also grew up in this, and Amaya then went into this, and they're all perfectly fine. All of them like height, so this certainly gives them a lot of height to use. I do have ground heat for Oscar. He's a coastal and he's still, as you will see, he's just laying there wondering, hang on a minute, where did everything go? And of course he's growing. Now this isn't probably going to last Oscar as long as it did Lily and Jessie and even Amaya, but it's going to go and do a okay enough job, maybe for, or maybe he could reach about 2.5 before I have to look at upsizing him. And I can upsize him because I do have a much bigger enclosure for him to go in, but he's way too small, and I was even a little bit funny about putting him in this one because I still think he's a bit small, but as you'll see, there's plenty of coverage for him in there. Now I'll explain a little bit so you can see. Yes, I use paper towels. Honestly, you know, yeah, I would love to be able to use substrate, but I can't afford it, and that's the honest truth. Between everything else that I have to pay out for, I don't think substrate is the most important thing that I'm going to have for my snakes, actually. He has a hide over here, which is his hide, which is over the belly heat, which I have set at about 30.5 for him. He also has his cool hide over here, which is a bigger hide because he wasn't using the other one, which I'm going to use for Archie, because once Oscar is out and in here, I'll be cleaning this one out. I've already cleaned out all the other bits. I'll set this up. I'm not changing anything. He's still going to have basking heat, and he's still going to have belly heat available, just because it is a little bit high. Even though I know Archie loves to climb, and I may even have to delete the belly heat because, yeah, Archie may spend most of his time up the top, and he'll be able to because there'll be a hammock there, which was Oscar's, but I think Oscar will do fine. He's got plenty of branches and directly under the heat here, which I've set to 30.5 for Oscar, so I'll see how he goes. I may have to turn it up, I may have to turn it down. I will just watch him and see what he does. Basically, yes, I threw in this. This is a little hammock that I had on the jungle gym, and you know, I know Amaya a bit big for it now, but she would always go in it and curl up and just lay in there. So I'm going to put it in there for Oscar and see if he'll also do the same thing with it. Basically, his water bowl, he does have a little hide here with this bush and some plants, just some plants on both sides, and the back are covered in. Of course, I'll keep my eye on the humidity, and that's all you need to do. If I need to keep more humidity in there, which is a possibility this time of the year being winter and running heating, then of course I can cover the top, and I use generally bubble wrap, so that puts a good layer of plastic over the top of these enclosures. So without further ado, you sort of got the general idea of how I've set it up, and I hope that Oscar will enjoy it. Basically, you know, I have used some vine, which gives him a little bit more climbing space. He can get up quite easily from here and make his way up and get up under that basking light. If he doesn't, then I still know he's got plenty of heat up under this hide over here, with the belly heat. So I'll get this little fellow out. I'd like to use two hands, guys, because you know he's quite long, and yeah, I really do need to use the two hands. So silly Billy, if we can focus here for a second. There we go. That's your new home, buddy. That's your new home. What are you? I was really just having a nap and you wake me up. And he had a feed a couple of days ago, so you know he's digested. So anyway, let's just see how he goes and where he would like to explore. And I'll try and keep the, well, I don't think we can see him. He's like, what can I lean on? Hasn't got really a grip of very much there at the moment, but I got a feeling he's just going to, well, no, I don't think he'll just go and curl up in his hide. I think he's going to really check things out at the moment and find his way around, which, you know, most of them are extremely curious and do want to check everything out before they go and hide themselves away. I'm hoping, yeah, he's over there in here. Well, I'm hoping that he feels quite safe and secure, but it has got some length on him. He's out of the tub and into an enclosure. So this was my option, was to of course put Oscar over here. So we will, yeah, just watch him for a second and see what this. Not a lot. And I'm just a little sneak peek of Oscar before I go to bed. And for the last hour, well, he's not been under the basking heap, and he's sort of moving a little bit further, as you can see where his body is, to sort of bring his head back over that, and he goes back up over, puts his head up under the basking spot again. So really enjoying his new enclosure, so that's really good. So guys, that's Oscar just going into his new enclosure, and hopefully he will just settle in and yeah, have a lot of fun exploring later on today. So now that he's completely disappeared and yeah, hiding away, you will take care of yourself, your family, your friends, your snakes and all your animals. Ciao.